Questions for Coach? We'll start with Peter up front.
Yeah, just before we get started, is Burakovsky available tonight? And then the latest on Kemper.
Kemper's out. Yeah. I'm not going to give you any other lineup decisions.
Okay. And then I was just curious, in terms of off-ice presence and on the bench, what do you think Andrew Cogliano has brought this team?
A lot. Yeah. I mean, leads by example, every day at pre-practice, pre-game, the work he puts in, a wealth of knowledge, been around a long time, has a nice calming presence and demeanor to him. And then he's highly competitive when he steps on the ice.
In the middle, Tracy.
Jared, Pavel has been in this situation before in Game 4, and so how much confidence do you guys have in that he can be the guy again for you guys?
Yeah, we have a lot of confidence in Frankie. I mean, he's played really well for us over the last few years, stepping into the situation in the Nashville series. He did a great job for us. I mean, coming in the other night, he did a nice job for us. I mean, we're completely confident that he can get the job done.
Jared, with your trade deadline acquisitions, how important was it to have kind of those low maintenance kind of guys that you could just plug in when you have such a tight-knit group?
Yeah, I mean, huge. It was, Joe and his staff targeted guys that filled specific needs for our team. And those guys have all come in and filled those needs and in a lot of cases exceeded expectations, in my opinion. Like, they've all played really well for us in their specific role in our team and made us a much deeper team, a much more complete team, more well-rounded. So really important.
Front row.
Jared, is there any feeling out period left in this series, or do you feel like you have a good understanding of each team's strengths and weaknesses here?
Well, I mean, you have a pretty good idea of strengths and weaknesses coming in. I mean, you go through a lot of video, especially when you have the time off that you have, and you're picking through all kinds of games from regular season, playoffs. I mean, you have a really good idea. I think what changes is you go through all that stuff, guys absorb it. They might not catch all of it, but now they've gone out and played and got reps against these guys and they'll learn as they go. We'll learn as we go as well. Like, you're going to keep picking through situations. So things get reiterated. There'll be some new things that pop up. But most importantly, I think guys get to go out and get reps against one another, and you'll see, them learn little nuances to the game within the game, against certain matchups, and they'll get better at exploiting some of those areas, and they'll get better at defending some of those areas as well.
Right side, JF.
Jared, you've been talking a little bit about the addition of Joe Sakic, but about Arturi Lehkonen. He can play with Kadri, he can play with McKinnon. What do you like about Arturi?
He's been amazing for us, really. Complete player, 200-foot guy. He's been able to chip in and on the offensive side of it, real good complementary player to our skilled guys because of his work ethic, his ability to forecheck, his ability to check the puck back, and then he plays on both special teams as well. So, huge addition for us to be able to add a guy that plays in our top six.
We'll do 3 more questions. Jim up front.
Jared, Byram doesn't look like a kid hasn't played a lot of playoff action. Is that just who Bo Byram is? He's always been a high achiever.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's pretty accurate. I mean, he's real calm, cool demeanor, has a intensity to his game, though, a physical presence to his game. Obviously, we know that he can contribute on the offensive side of things, and he's been more active in doing that the longer he's played coming back from his injury. I think he's still getting better here. I think, he's really stepped up his game with the absence of Girard, and we needed that. It's a guy that's, come in and looked good on both sides of the puck. He's on the power play now, and I mean, he's really turning into a nice player. He's obviously had a lot of bad luck over the first couple of years and has gone through some stuff and has worked his way through it, and he's excited to be back playing, and we're really happy to have him back and contributing the way he is.
In the back, Ryan.
Jared, what would you say about your groups? In the times this year where you've asked them to buckle down a little bit defensively if it got loose, about your group's ability to do that and their response in those instances this year, what you've seen?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty good. They've done a nice job bouncing back from bad games or bad performances or performances where we've made multiple mistakes. That our feeling coming out of last game was they forced us into a few of those mistakes, but we had too many that were sort of self-inflicted wounds, I like to call them. So some of them managing the puck, some of them just misreads in coverage. Some of them we got out-battled in a few instances. So, we like to keep that scoring chance number against a lot lower than what it was last game. We had a little bit of tough luck in there as well. So we know we have to be better in that area. Anytime you put up 8, you're going to be happy with your offensive performance. And I like their commitment to defend. I didn't love a lot of the stuff that happened within that and some of those reads being in particular, and both off the rush and in zone. So we've looked at it. I'm sure they'll make the corrections needed.
Last question, Josh on the right.
Jared, the speed and skill of both sides was on display in game one. It was talked about a lot coming in. I mean, I know you're matching lines, you're coaching, but you're a hockey fan too. Was it like to have a front row seat to that?
Well, it was an exciting game. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was I thought both teams, played hard offensively. They were on the attack. I thought both teams were committed on the defensive side of it. I think you saw the offensive guys win the battle in game one on both sides of us and them. And I think that you'll expect it to tighten down a little bit here. There's, with the talent and speed that's, like you say, on display in this series, there's going to be times when they make plays, but you got to just limit those opportunities to, I would say, worse areas of the ice if you can. And you got to continue to check hard. If you have any lapses in your game, they'll exploit them.